Well, thank you, Governor Ducey, and thank you to the Campaign for Grade Level Reading for supporting Arizona and keeping the spotlight on third grade reading, which we know is both school readiness and making sure they're ready by kindergarten and continue on. And once again, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, and I hope you find today's program informative, thought-provoking, and inspiring. Our objective is to focus our collective attention on some critical questions. Why are too many of Arizona's students struggling readers? What are we willing to change about our approach to solving this problem? What policies need to be refined? What strategies need to be accelerated? And what effective programs scaled and replicated? And what does success look like? And that's why I'm excited about today's program. Last year, we coined our Lit Talks as a way to share important information and focus attention in short, engaging TED Talk-like presentations. And we have another terrific lineup of Lit Talks this afternoon. And I'm especially pleased to have our first introductory speaker. First, to introduce our first presenter is the Arizona Superintendent of Public Instruction, Diane Douglas. Throughout her term, Superintendent Douglas has been a passionate voice for the children of Arizona. Through her Arizona Kids Can't Wait and listening tours, she is connected with families throughout Arizona to understand their priorities and concerns for education. So please help me welcome Superintendent Douglas.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Diane Douglas, and I have the honor and privilege of serving you as Arizona's Superintendent of Public Instruction. And I'd like to tell you why that is such a privilege to me, because in my opinion, there is nothing more important that we do as a state than prepare our children and educate our children, not just to be college applicants or worker bees, but to be great Arizona and great American citizens. So that's why it's so wonderful to be here today with so many of you who are dedicated to seeing Arizona's young children learn and grow to be successful readers and successful students. And I have to tell you, I am so proud that the Arizona Department of Education is a founding partner with partner of Read On Arizona, and I am so proud of all the work that we have accomplished together. You know, as our state superintendent of public instruction, I understand that language and literacy skills development starts early, and it's imperative that families have the tools that they need to help prepare their children for success in school, career, and life. Think about it for just a moment. If a child can learn to read successfully, then he or she has the key to learn anything and everything he or she wants to learn. And that's just a phenomenal gift that we can give to those children. That's why I'm so excited to introduce the next presentation about Smart Talk and what parents and other caregivers can do starting day one to help their young children develop language and literacy skills. The more we share these messages and tools, the more parents will have quality conversations with their babies and toddlers, and the more these children will arrive at kindergarten ready to succeed. And I have to share with you just a little bit why this is so very important to me, because of course we do this in our own family. I'm blessed to have a young grandson. He's 2.5 years old, and I see this every day with his parents working with him, and it's a particular struggle and challenge for their family because my grandson was born hearing impaired. So it's particularly important that they have these messages and they work so hard each and every day to make sure he arrives at kindergarten just like every single other child must arrive at kindergarten. That's an imperative. I can't think of a better person to tell you more about Smart Talk than Dr. Isela Garcia. She's worked with the Department of Ed on our Kindergarten Experience program, transforming and supporting kindergarten teachers throughout the state on understanding how children learn and the most important ways to support their development. She works tirelessly to bring the message of talk, talk, talk to educators across Arizona. Please help me in giving a very warm welcome to Dr. Garcia.
Thank you. Okay, we're making arrangements here because I'm not a podium speaker. I wanted to make sure I didn't fall off the stage because that might happen. All right, so we are here to talk a little bit about literacy and the significance of language development. We're really taking a look at what a parent can do to support these early language skills. They're so significant. So the first question we're going to start with is, why is learning to read so important? Well, we know that reading is a foundational skill that children need to succeed in school. We also know about the third grade threshold, that milestone that's so significant. And we recognize that it is a predictor of not only academic success, but also career success. To simply put it, children need to learn to read in order to read to learn. But how do kids learn to read? Now, this one isn't so easy, is it? It's the thing that we continue to work on and continue to sometimes struggle through. Reading doesn't come naturally. We don't automatically learn how to read. Reading depends on language. Language is such a significant component to literacy development. And in this picture here, a child must learn that the sounds that create the word face are associated with this very thing that she's touching, her dad's face. She must first learn the vocabulary and the knowledge before she can ever read the word face and understand what it is. So language skills come first. Now, I think that this is the most significant message of this entire presentation, even though there's lots of important things I'm going to say. But what I'd like for you to do right now is just simply say with me, language skills come first. Language skills come first. One more time. Language skills come first. And what we know is that at brain development, in terms of language skills, it happens at birth. From the very onset, a child is listening to the sounds and listening to the words. And at that time, the children is developing those foundational skills that's going to support those reading skills that we want to see for every child. These early years are critical years in their development. And it is significant to us in our work that we do to ensure that we are providing the level of support to families and caregivers to understand the significance of these earliest years, this 0 to 3. What we understand is that there's a threshold for reading, or a milestone, a significant milestone. But what we also know, and the research says this to us over and over again, that there's a profound impact of the language skills that occur in those very first years of development. That has a long-term impact in their continued growth and development in terms of language and literacy. So Dr. Crow puts it here succinctly: the single most important predictor of a child's ultimate educational and economic success is their vocabulary at age 4. At age 4. This is even before children begin kindergarten. So what can we do? What can we really do? And what makes the greatest difference? Well, we know about the 30 million word gap, but what we also understand that it's not just about quantity. It's about the quality of the words and the quality of those engagements that are so significant. We also know that in the process of engaging and supporting in their language development, when the interactions support their social and emotional development, it has the greatest and most profound impact on a child's developing brain. So let's talk about these quality conversations. These are a back and forth dialogue that occurs in response to a child. Now, when a baby is a baby, they don't talk just yet. But they are communicating with us through their cries and their coos and their touches and even their facial expressions. Some of us have had babies with very strong, definitive facial expressions. And we see through all of those engagements that they are clearly communicating with us. And oftentimes, we don't engage in thoughtful conversations that are back and forth because we think they can't talk just yet. But what we understand is these back and forth conversations, even when they don't talk just yet, are having a profound impact on the developing brain. Okay? So Read On Arizona and their partners, the Department of Education, First Things First, and Expect More Arizona, have put together an incredibly fabulous public awareness campaign that really focuses on these language skills. The intent is to reach out to families, to reach out to caregivers and teachers and practitioners providing support to families of children who are 0 to 3. The intent is to help them understand how easy it is to simply engage in a way that is responsive and that is emotionally and socially connected and at the same time supports those significant language skills. So, let's talk a little bit about Smart Talk. The first step, and there's 5 steps to Smart Talk, it's an easy thing to do. It's simply understanding what to do. The first step is to describe. So to simply describe to the child what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're seeing, and even describing to the child what they might be focusing on and what they might be doing. The second one is to ask. This is the who, what, when, why questions. And here's the thing, even if the baby isn't responsive just yet in words, you still ask these questions. It's a continual engagement of language and words, because as we do that, the child's brain is developing those neural pathways that become so significant to their later reading development. The next one is to respond. We want to respond to not only what they say, but what they're interested in. We want, and here's the key, because a lot of us get very busy in our life and in our world, that we're not as intentionally responsive. In order to be intentionally responsive, that means we have to be very present in that experience so that we can figure out, even with the baby, what they're focusing in on and what they might have an interest in. The next one is to read. Reading is an incredible way to introduce new ideas, new vocabulary, new concept, and even expand their awareness of some of those, what we call the juicy words. Those important words that become so exciting and can be so engaging when we read with children. And repeat. We all know children love repetition. And if you're a parent, you've probably read books like Goodnight Moon 5,000 times. Yes? So repetition is so significant to children that we want to repeat what they say, and we want to repeat, and sometimes it sounds like an echo, but that's okay. We want to repeat so that they hear the sounds and the nuances of words. Because again, and we're going to say it again and again, those become the foundations for much needed foundations to build from. All right. So Smart Talk can happen anywhere at any time. It should happen in the language that the family feels most comfortable in. And it's not the process of talking all day long or meeting a number of words that you must say, but rather it's the high-quality interactions that are responsive and loving to the child. It's those that make the most profound impact in a young child's brain. So this campaign is a bilingual campaign, and the materials are available to you in English and in Spanish. There are resources, there are print images and messaging, there's social media images that are available to you as well. And so the call to action is always the same, always the same. Make real talk an important, necessary, and committed experience in the day-to-day routines and tasks. So if you would like to read more information or download or share, please share information with families and practitioners and teachers that you are working with. Visit readonarizona.org/SmartTalk. And partners with Read On Arizona are going to be providing professional development to practitioners so that we can support the messaging of the significance of the first 3 years of language development. All right, so let's roll it. I would like to show you the first of a series of videos that are available for this particular campaign.
It is an easy way to make Smart Talk part of your daily routine.
Tonight, we're making
What you're Smart Talk. Having back and forth conversations with your baby or toddler will help them grow to be a good reader and successful in school. Describing what you're doing as you do it is an easy way to make Smart Talk part of your daily routine.
Tonight, we're making spaghetti to eat for dinner.
Eat.
Yeah, eat. Yummy. We're washing the veggies for the salad first.
Mama.
Yes, they have to be clean. Now we're putting it all in a big bowl.
Big.
Yes, big.
For more tips and information about Smart Talk, visit readonarizona.org.
So please help us in sending this message out to our communities and our state. It is up to all of us to join this effort in supporting the development of language skills in children 0 to 3 years of age and beyond. So thank you all, and help parents learn and continue to talk with their children. Thank you very much.